Playing poker for a living at 21 isn't what I thought I'd be doing 5 years ago. But here we are. I should probably be in college or something, but does that really sound as fun as playing cards for a living? I don't think so. Alright, so I'm trying something a little bit new this week. Trying out a new style of video and showing you the entire week of the grind to be authentic and transparent, as I pretty much always have been, but I want to give you all a deeper look into more of the lifestyle. Basically, for the past 3 months or so, I've been playing a private game every Monday. And it's the biggest game that I play each week. It's a 5-10, usually 25, 3K max buy-in. We're gonna play that tonight, and I hope it goes well. Wish me luck. This game is pretty awesome. I absolutely love playing it. The action is great, but I get destroyed every time. The goal for tonight is to try not to lose the 2016 BMW 5 Series. Let's go play some cards. You buy in for $2,500, and this game starts out hot. There's a lot of side games going on. If someone wins 3 hands in a row, everyone pays them $100 after their 3rd hand. My cousin Ryland is sitting to my left, and he's already won 2 in a row. Now it's our job to stop him from winning a 3rd one with pocket kings. There's 2 limps for 10, and because nobody likes to fold, especially with this bounty game on, I make it $200 on the button. Sure enough, there's 3 people that put in a call, including Ryland in the small blind. The flop comes 7-5-4 with 2 diamonds, and Ryland leads out into everybody else for $1,000. Seems like he really wants to win this 3rd hand. Now, I'm certainly not going anywhere with my hand, but another player goes all in for around $1,000. And the action's on me. This doesn't feel like the best spot in the world, but I don't think I have it in me to fold kings here. It is possible that we're beat, but the way that this game is playing, I'm not going anywhere. I'm all in for $2,200, Ryland calls, and now we're playing a $6,000 pot and we're going off to 2 runouts. Well, we couldn't hold on the first board, but we chopped the second for about an $800 profit, but since Ryland won the top board with the ace-high flush, that one counts for the bounty game, and everyone, including myself, pays him $100. There's another side game that's on called the knit game. If you win a hand, you receive a button, and the last person to get a button pays everybody $50. After some failed attempts at trying to get my button, we become the last one to win a hand and pay everyone the bounty. This game continuously plays basically throughout the entire night, so the goal is to try not to lose another one. We have Jack 10 and raise to $50. Ryland on my direct left makes it 100, and facing this minimum raise, when it folds back to me, I'm not gonna be folding. I call, and the flop comes 10 high. When we check, he puts out a bet of $125. Pretty standard, just check call here on the flop. The turn is a 4, and now he bets 300. Top pair is still going to be good enough to stick around for another street. Plus, Ryland likes to play a lot of hands. I think my 10 is going to be good here a lot. I call, the river's a 5, and now he sizes up his bet. He makes it $1,200. He's a pretty wild player, but with the way that he played this hand, he can certainly have aces, kings, queens, and I'm not sure if I should believe him, but I'm going to believe him this time. My hand finds the muck, and he shows us that he had pocket queens. So we made the right fold and move on to the next hand. Money moves pretty fast in this game, I'm not gonna lie. We add 1,500 more, and then we turn a set with pocket 5s and put out a bet of 800 on the river, praying to get a call from our buddy Brian, aka Rich Asian Bro. Trying to squeak any more value out of this hand, and he does put in the call, and we're scooping a $3,000 pot. Very nice to see. Can we gain some momentum? In the next one, we flop 2 pair with king 9 and check raise to 600. Once again against my cousin Ryland. He puts in the call on the flop, and after a scary run out, bringing 4 to a flush and a straight, we lose this one on the river to king 10, a better 2 pair, and we can't really find any big hands to scoop. Whenever we find some momentum, it immediately gets taken away, but we're gonna try to stay patient and stay locked in. For the next 2 hours, we go pretty severely card dead. It's really easy to bleed money in this game, especially with the knit game and the bounty games on, so I'm trying not to force too much and be patient. We add some more chips, and we peel pocket kings on the button. The $40 straddle's on, and there's a raise to 125. I re-raise to 400. Ryland on my left calls, and now the original raiser calls too. So we're going multi-way to the flop, which is 10-5 deuce with 2 clubs. When it checks to me, I bet 400, and only Ryland on my left calls. The turn is a 6, and he checks. I basically have the nuts here, and I want to try to milk as much money as possible out of a 10, out of any other pair, maybe a draw. So I bet 11.50, looking to go all in on a lot of good rivers, but his hand quickly finds the muck. And we're taking this one down with kings. It's been a grind of a session, but we're starting to gain a little bit of momentum. There's a $50 straddle on this hand, and I raise pocket nines to 150. Surprise, surprise, once again, Ryland on my left. He min raises me to 300. I don't know what's going on with these min raises. The action gets back around to me, and I am sick of this madness. I put in yet another raise to $1,000, but apparently no amount of money can stop this man from seeing the first 3 cards. He calls. The flop isn't that great for us. It's ace 8-7, but I'm gonna be betting here a lot regardless of my hand strength, so I make it $300. I don't expect him to fold a lot here, and he doesn't. He calls, but the turn is a miracle. It's the 9 of hearts. Now we have a set. Yes, we lose to a flush, but since the ace of hearts is on the board, it's pretty hard for him to have one. My plan is to bet small here, and then bet big on clean rivers to get the maximum out of any ace. I bet 750, and our plan is starting to come together when he calls. The river isn't so good though. It's another heart. Now we lose to any heart that he could have. Not only that, but it eliminates any value that we would probably get from top pair. I still think that we're gonna have the winner a lot here, but I don't think we can go for a value bet. I check, and I'm relieved to see him check back here, but we don't win this hand. He shows us pocket 5s with a heart for a rivered flush. This one's super annoying, but nothing really new for me in this game. We reach into our magic bag of chips and keep battling. In this next one, I have Queen Jack of Hearts and Ryland limps for $20. Now there's a raise to 400. If this was any other game, this would be a very easy fold. But of course, this isn't your normal game. We decide to get in the mix and call, and Ryland comes along as well. Flop comes pretty decent for us. It's ace jack 3 with 2 hearts. A monster flop for our hand. I'm ready to go all in if he bets, but everybody checks around on the flop. The turn gives us 2 pair. It's the queen of spades. Being out of position to both of the other players, I decide to get sneaky and check again, praying for someone to bet, and they do. The original raiser bets 650, and I don't think this needs to be super complicated. I have a really good hand, so I'm gonna go all in. I put my last $2,900 in the middle. Ryland folds, and after some back and forth, he decides to call. With $7,000 in the middle, this is gonna decide the session for us. We go off to 2 rivers. After playing for almost 9 hours, we finally scoop a big pot here, holding on both the runouts. This one feels good. I know it sounds like I'm complaining about how bad I've been running, but it's definitely refreshing to scoop a pot and not chop or lose. After playing for almost 9 hours, the game ends at about 3 a.m. We book a profit. That's right, a profit of $1,140. Let's go. I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. That game last night was crazy. I thought it was going to be another one of those brutal bleeding sessions. At least that's how the last 5 or 6 sessions have gone for me at that place. And it kind of was. We were down something like 4K at one point, and then we played that last hand with Queen Jack, and we broke a profit in the game. The curse is broken, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's 5 p.m. Drinking coffee and just getting ready to go play at the Hustler later. Plan is to work on YouTube video right now and then leave for the casino. Unfortunately, I live in Los Angeles and I have to leave at 7 p.m. or else it's going to take me 7 years to get there. Hustler's treated me pretty well so far. It's a nice room, fun games, great people. I would highly recommend to anyone who hasn't been to LA. But we get into the 5-5-10 game for $1,500. Every dealer change at the Hustler, we do a double board PLO bomb pot. If you're familiar with this, then you know how wild it can get. Well, it got wild when we punted off $1,000. Not the best bomb pot I've ever played, and we are down a grando early. Now the straddles are going crazy. We're playing 5-5, 10, 20, 40. There's a limp for 40, and I make it 240 with king, queen of clubs. Now the limper goes all in, but it's only 900. 660 more for me to call, and I guess we are going to gamble. Why not? I put in the call, and he has aces. I guess we were gambling and he was not. We don't even get a sweat either, so we just dust off another grando. It's a really weird way to be down $2,000, but we are going to battle. I bluffed my friend Richard by jamming the river for $1,300 into a $400 pot with 10 high, and the only reason I'm putting this one in the video is so that I can needle him because he folded top pair. Yippee! Now we have pocket queens. There's a limp for $10 and I raised to 50. The guy to my left calls, and now the small blind makes it $225. This was the guy earlier who got us with pocket aces. He doesn't really re-raise a whole lot, so queens doesn't feel the best here, actually. Nonetheless, though, queens is way too strong to fold. So I just stick in the call. I'm not going to be putting any more money in the middle. And the other guy calls as well. We flop a set. It's ace queen 7. This is looking pretty good for us. If he has a hand like ace king, we're probably going to get all the money. If he has a hand like pocket aces, we might have to apply for an internship somewhere. Anyway, the small blind bets $225. In position here, just going to stick in the call. That's what I do. The other guy folds, and now the turn is an 8, and the action's on him. He decides to put the rest of his chips in the middle. $1,100, he's all in. Please have ace king. I call, and once again, folks, he has pocket aces. That is annoying. We did not hit quads on the river, folks. I'm pretty tilted, so I just decide to call it a night, book the loss, and we lost $3,700 tonight. Not an ideal result, but what are you gonna do?
Overall, I actually thought I was playing pretty decent tonight. Felt like I was in the zone. My reads were correct, and I'm gonna be back for revenge. Going early today. It's about 10:30 in the a.m. The 510 usually starts around 11 noon-ish. It's gonna take me a little under an hour to get there. Did the ice bath. That'll wake you up. I'll get you going. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Hopefully it goes better than yesterday. But yeah, let's just focus on playing well.
It's an early session today. Right now there's only a 5-5 game running, so that's gonna have to do. $1,000 cap, so that's what we're in for. And even though it's a 5-5 game, it's still super fun. The guy to my left put the double straddle on for 200, and everyone folds to me. I have ace deuce, and he only has like $350. That's like 17 big blinds, man. I shove all in for his effective stack, and it's some deja vu from last night. I can't get away because he has aces. Obviously, he wins that one. It's a small pot, so it's okay. Pocket 10s on the button, it's pretty nice. There's a raise to 60 and a re-raise to 210. Usually 10s wouldn't feel the best here given the action, but given how this game is playing and how short the stacks are, I'm just gonna send it. I go all in for $1,000, and it gets back around to the player that re-raised. He calls with ace king. I think he only had about $700, and we're only running it once. Let's go. Very nice to hold with 10s there. There's not too many other interesting hands to happen in this one until we get ace king. I'm on the double straddle, there's 2 limps, and now the player in the $10 straddle makes it 140. I have a pretty great hand, so I re-raise to $450. The other players fold, and the straddle makes the call. With 900 in the middle, we're going to a flop of queen 10-5 rainbow. When he checks, I put out a bet of 400. I think there's an argument for checking here as well, but I wanted to put some pressure on hands like jacks, 9s, ace 10, and I think if he goes all in, I'll probably end up convincing myself to call because the pot's too big, pot odds, blah blah blah. He does go all in for $1,300, and to be honest with you guys, when I bet 400, I thought he had like $1,000 left. I kind of miscounted his stack, but yeah, my plan was to still call off. I actually think we have enough equity to stick it in here, and I think he's going to be doing this a lot wider than you guys might think he will. So I call. $3,500 in the pot. Let's gamble on 2 runouts.
I had you on ace king. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Come on, baby. Hold.
Happy to chop there, of course. But we were actually in pretty good shape. He only had pocket 9s. Our overs were good. Our gut chop was good. I'll take that spot all day. But besides that, it was a pretty boring session. And after about 6 hours of play, we made $670 and decided to head out.
All right, a small profit today. About $600. Played for almost 7 hours. Pretty solid, somewhat of a uneventful session. For the rest of this week, I think I'm debating on playing tomorrow or not. Friday, I'm gonna play all day. Saturday, I'm gonna play a lot. Sunday is football. That's my day off. I think we're playing well, just keep chipping along. Now I'm gonna blast some music and sit in traffic. All right, it's Friday, and we've transported back to the Hustler. Yesterday, we took a day off. We didn't play at all. We did a little bit of studying, but besides that, we just decided to hang out, watch the football game, do other stuff. And that's kind of the thing I like about living, obviously now, like where I live, and I can play poker because previously I was under 21 and I had to go travel elsewhere to play. But being able to balance your home life and poker all together is pretty nice instead of just being locked in like an Airbnb and just forced to grind.
The very first hand of the day is a bomb pot. We make about $400 profit after we scoop that one. Unfortunately, that was about as good as it gets for this one. We played for about 3 hours and was super card dead, and nothing interesting happened, so wasn't really feeling it. I decided to leave and then come back a little bit later. Later on Friday night, we get back in the game, we get a seat right away, and we get in the action right away too. First hand, we have 8-6 of clubs on the button. There's a $20 straddle, 2 players limp, and I decide to get in there as well. I put in 20. The big blind comes along, and the straddle checks. A million ways to the flop, which is 9-7 deuce with a club. We have an open-ended straight draw, backdoor flush draw, not bad. When it checks to me, I bet 40 bucks. And both of the early position limpers put in the call. The turn is now a 4 of clubs. It gives us even more outs. Any 10, any 5, or any club would most likely give us the best hand. When they check to me again, I'm gonna keep betting. I toss out 150 bucks, and the first player folds, but the other guy does not. He calls. The river is the 7 of clubs. We now have a flush. He checks like I would expect him to, and even though the board is paired and he could have probably some bigger flushes than me, our hand is just too good not to value bet. If I bet and he goes all in, I'll give him the pot. I'll surrender, but I'm gonna try to sneak out one more street of value. I'll make it $500. Immediately he looks uncomfortable, which means we have the best hand. Now we're just hoping he convinces himself to call. And he does. We show him the winner of this $1,500 pot, and he flashes a 7-6 as he mucks. What a perfect river. Wow. We got there. This guy might want some revenge because the next one is against the same guy. He limps for 20 and I raise 110 from the small blind with ace-9 of hearts. He wants some of his money back, so he calls. And the flop is jack 10-9 with 2 hearts. A pretty decent flop for us. I start with a small bet of 80 bucks. He apparently thinks that his hand is better than mine and raises to 300. I think we can either proceed with a call or another raise here. I think both are probably okay, but this time I decide to call. I feel like he's probably somewhat strong when he does this. The turn is the 8 of clubs, and I check, but surprisingly he pumps the brakes a little bit. He checks back. Now the river's the 3 of clubs. We don't get there. We just have a 9. And the question is, should we bluff? When he checks back the turn, it seems like he'll more likely have a hand like 2 pair or a set. So I think blasting off on this river is actually pretty good. We can have hands like king queen, queen jack, ace queen, queen 10. We have a bunch of straights. But in the game, I convinced myself not to because I have a 9 in my hand. And the hands that we really want him to fold here have a 9 in them, like jack 9, 10, 9, pocket 9s. So I decided to chicken out and check. He checks back and we lose this one to jack 10. I think that I should probably go with my read here, even though I don't have the best hand to go with. Should have pulled the trigger there, obviously. I think he would have folded, but we're gonna forget about it. Move on. It's time for an all-time hand of the entirety of my poker channel. And I'm gonna keep it real for you guys. This one was hard for me to put in the video, but I promised to keep it transparent. Here we are. This is it. We have pocket 4s in the $20 straddle. The small blind and big blind limp for 20, and I raise it to $120. This hand can probably check back and just see a flop as well, but I like being aggressive. Now the small blind raises to 300. The other guy folds, and it's not a massive raise. I'm in position. I call. The flop is jack 9 deuce rainbow, and he bets for 200. Something in my gut was just telling me something was off, so I stick around for one more street, see what happens. I call. The turn is a 7, and now he goes all in for 900. Given how I've described this hand so far, you can probably assume what's going to happen. He's played this one like he has a strong hand, which is very reasonable. Limp raise pre-flop, bet the flop, jam the turn. He probably has aces, kings, or queens. But I'm a fish, and for some reason it just felt fishy. My gut was like telling me to call. It was like, put in the money. And I just didn't believe him, to be honest. So I called. The river's a 9, and we lose, surprisingly, to pocket queens. Yeah, that one was just sloppy poker. You know what's bad when you don't have any actual reasoning or facts to back up why you called. So yeah, after that one, I just decided to pack it up and call it a session.
Well, that was pretty bad. One of the worst sessions, I think, as a whole I've played in a long time. Which is a good thing, I guess, but also not great because we just punted 2K. Right before that last hand, too, I was thinking the game was pretty bad at that point. And I was like, I'm probably going to go home, to be honest, because I think I'm actually playing quite bad. It happens. Can't play perfect every time. Definitely one of the worst hands I played this year. Yep. Roast me in the comments, man. Call me a punter. Call me what you want, man. I did not want to show that one on the vlog, but I'm gonna. Today we lost 1,500 or so. Kind of a weird day. I'm gonna sit on that one for a while.